It's been a long day already. I'm worn out and the real fun hasn't even started yet. I need to save some energy for the bonfire later tonight. I look around the beach and see an area with reclining chairs set up along the shore. I start making my way over to snag a chair and get a quick power nap in. All but one chair is occupied. That makes it an easy choice. I sit down in the chair, close my eyes, and start drifting off to sleep. As daydreams begin to form in my mind, something shakes me awake.
Really? You're just going to take my chair like that?
My eyes open groggily, and standing above me is none other than my childhood hero, Estelle! I figure it's probably just a dream and try to go back to sleep.
Are you serious? Did you not hear what I just said?
Okay, I guess this is the real Estelle this time, not a figment of my imagination. Wait, the real Estelle? She's the captain of Team Frostfire, probably the most famous Pro League champion of all time, and a fashion icon all over the world. And she's standing right next to me? In shock, I quickly get up out of the chair.
Good. I see you know who you're talking to.
I still can't believe I'm talking to Estelle. Juliette and I used to watch every game she played in the Pro Leagues. It's so wild to think that Juliette gets to hang out with her all the time. And geez, she's even more beautiful in person than I could ever imagine. It's no wonder she became a model when she retired from Course Strike. But wait, she asked about my name? I'm a longtime friend of Juliette. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've just introduced myself to Estelle. I'm literally shaking with nerves right now.
Oh, so the rookie's friend finally showed up. Seemed like you were going to stand us up. Are you looking for Juliette? I think I saw her hanging out by the volleyball court.
Who knows when a chance like this will come again? I need to impress Estelle. Oh my god, what does that even mean?
I'm not sure what you think this is, but if you're going to stick around, you can at least be helpful about it. Listen, it's been a long season and I haven't had a chance to relax in ages. I am trying to unwind this weekend, but it's hot and I've got the sun glaring in my eyes. How about you go pick me up an umbrella? I think Juliette put one in her bag over there. Go on, Ricky.
I can't tell if it's the heat or Estelle, but I'm flushed. Maybe if I'm useful, Estelle will let me stick around. I mean, why else would she want to interact with a complete stranger? Even if I'm Juliette's friend. I take my eyes off Estelle and run over to the pile of stuff Juliette left a little ways off. I start rifling through it, looking for an umbrella. This pile is so typically Juliette. When we were kids, she'd always leave her gear bag strewed on the side of the Course Strike field. She's so excited to get in the action that everything else fades out from her mind. After a minute of digging, I find a bag with an unassembled umbrella in it. I pick it up and start running back over to Estelle.
So, you found it? How about you set it up over my chair? It's such a hot day.
Estelle fans the air around her as she speaks. It's almost like she knows I'm her fan, and is sending me some kind of message by fanning herself. Or am I reading way too much into that? Whatever. I've made it my duty to make Estelle feel comfortable. I pull the umbrella out from its bag. This looks a lot more complicated than any umbrella I've set up in the past. I spread out the pieces onto the sand and try to make sense of what I'm looking at. Is this a spaceship or something? Estelle looks over and notices my confusion.
Everything alright, Vicky?
Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on here. Estelle sighs and gets up from her chair. She walks over and takes a look at the mess I've made.
You sure all the pieces are here? I've seen Juliette use this umbrella before, and it looks to me like an important piece is missing. Try paying a bit more attention next time.
I look back at the pile of pieces in front of me. Of course! How could I have missed it? The central pole that holds the whole umbrella up just isn't there. I'll be right back, Estelle. Estelle grins as I run off to find the missing piece. I dig through the pile Juliette left behind and see the big pole sitting there. I grab it, rush back, and finish assembling the umbrella. It seems pretty sturdy once I got all the pieces together.
That's nice. You did alright, Vicky. Can you rotate it a bit? I can tell the sun's about to shift positions.
I quickly adjust the position of the umbrella to Estelle's instructions. Estelle stretches out across the chair with intention. Everything she does has such a sense of purpose behind it. It looks like she's truly enjoying herself for a moment, but then something doesn't seem to be sitting quite right.
This is perfect. Almost perfect. But
oh no, did I do something wrong? Or does she mean... Estelle's words are ringing in my ears. Almost perfect, but I can feel a frog in my throat. Is she going to say it would be perfect if I would just leave? The suspense is killing me.
it only seems fitting to sip on something cool and tropical right at the beach. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah, of course, Estelle. It's absolutely essential to the experience. The corner of her mouth tilts up in a smile. Thank goodness she doesn't want to be rid of me. My rejection anxiety slips away bit by bit as Estelle keeps talking.
Sadly, I don't have something that fits that bill right now. Would you mind going to grab me a tropical drink from that little shop over there?
Estelle gestures over towards a tiny cart on the side of the boardwalk.
I hear they've got amazing options. Here, take a bit of cash and how about you get something for yourself too?
Estelle hands me some money and I start walking towards the drink cart. Wait, this is actually a ton of money she just gave me. I could buy like 20 drinks with this. Does Estelle know how much a drink cost? I'll walk over to the drink cart and spec out my options. Seems like they have 3 flavors today. I wonder which one Estelle would like the most. I pick up 2 pina coladas. Nothing says summer refreshment more than some coconut and pineapple. I make my way back to Estelle's beach chair, hand her the remaining cash and offer up the drinks.
Pina colada. A basic choice, but acceptable.
Estelle takes a sip of the drink. Her eyes light up. She takes a few more quick sips. Is the beverage to your taste, Estelle?
It is good, Ricky. This tastes better than I thought it would. Oh, and the icy coolness on such a hot day. That's the relaxation I need.
Estelle lets out a satisfied sigh and lays back in her chair. I put my towel down next to her chair and sit atop the sand. She looks over to me as if her instincts tells me to get lost, then takes another sip of her drink and says nothing. Maybe Estelle is actually enjoying having me around. I'm still nervous that I'm going to mess this up, but I'm at least making progress.
Oh, by the way, there is just one more thing I need from you. Then I can really get comfortable.
I can't believe it. Estelle's not only tolerating my presence, it seems like she might even be enjoying it. I'll do whatever it takes to help her get comfortable.
I put a lot of time into my skincare, and I'd hate for it to all go to waste because of some sunburn. A sunburn would make getting in and out of that tight car strike suit I wear so much harder too. Do you mind giving me a hand? There are a few places I just can't seem to reach.
All of the blood suddenly rushes to my head. I can feel my palms sweating. My heart's beating loudly in my chest. Me? Touch Estelle? What kind of fantasy world am I living in right now?
What do you say?
Estelle sat up facing away from me. Her head turns over her shoulder. I don't even know what to say. Estelle, I have to say, I was not expecting this. Are you sure that's alright?
Oh, you truly are, Gem. Just like Juliette. Of course it's alright. Now, get to my back. I don't want it to burn.
I lather up some sunscreen in my hands and sit on the beach chair behind Estelle. I slowly place my hands on her back and she shivers a bit. The sunscreen must be cold. I rub the sunscreen in a circular motion, taking my time, making sure not to miss any spots. Estelle giggles a bit from time to time. She must be a little ticklish. I look down her back from top to bottom. It seems like I got everything. Alright, you're good to go, Estelle.
Thanks. Oh, are you alright? You look like you've got a sunstroke.
I do feel a little woozy. All this work I've been doing for Estelle has left me in the hot sun for quite a while. I need to cool off. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm just going to go take a break and go get a bite to eat. I'll be back soon.
Take care of yourself.
I walk over to the boardwalk and get a cold bottle of water and a sandwich. What a day it's been so far, and it feels like it's only getting started. After 30 minutes or so, I start walking back over to Estelle on the beach. As I get there, I notice the towel I was sitting on isn't on the sand anymore. It's on an empty chair next to Estelle.
Welcome back. I found an extra bench chair and set it up for you. You've made this day so comfortable. I think it'd be nice for both of us to just relax for a while.
Okay, I don't believe it anymore. I must be dreaming. Estelle wants to spend time relaxing with me? I lay down on the chair and pull out Estelle's memoir I've been meaning to read. Estelle looks over and smiles.
That's a good one. You've got some good taste.
I spot my old buddy Dubu by the shoreline. He's the stalwart defender of Team Frostfire. He's got more saves than any other goalie in the league this season. He and I go way back. I remember when Juliette first found him as a regular-sized hamster all those years ago. It was wild to watch him grow into the cuddly giant he's become today. As I get closer, I notice something a little odd. Dubu seems nervous, like he's scared of the water. He's standing right at the edge of the shore, and anytime the tide comes in, he shuffles back away from it. But at the same time, he's looking longingly out at the group of friends swimming past the breakers. Does he want to swim but can't build up his confidence? I've never seen Dubu like this before. He's always been a bundle of courage, ready to take on any challenge or opponent no matter how tough. I walk up to him. He doesn't seem to notice me. Dubu! 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 I think this translates to, hi, what's up? As Dubu's talking to me, the tide rises and rolls over his feet. He lets out a shocked shout and jumps up into the air before pacing back and grabbing me in a terrified bear hug. While I'm definitely getting crushed by Dubu's quivering embrace, I can tell he's straight up terrified by the water. I manage to wrangle out of Dubu's grip, and I see that he's staring at the water with a big frown on his face, worryingly, mumbling, "Dubu." Come to think of it, I can't ever remember Dubu swimming in the pool or at the beach with me and Juliette when we were growing up. I guess this big boy never learned how to swim. Maybe he needs some lessons? Dubu? Dubu, Dubu, Dubu! Dubu! I think this translates to, "Really? You'd show me? No way!" I smile and take a step into the water, just at ankle level. Dubu! 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 Dubu's eyes widen, and I can tell he's really worried about me. I keep smiling and take a few more steps into the water. Now I'm up to my knees. Dubu! 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 Dubu's literally freaking out at this point. He's waving his hands up and down dramatically, shouting at me. He starts looking over towards Asher's lifeguard tower. The poor guy really thinks I'm going to drown. I keep walking deeper into the water, about up to my waist. The water is cold, but feels amazing on such a warm summer day. Dubu! 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 Dubu looks like he's going to pass out from nerves, so I start walking back to shore. I get out of the water and he instantly seems relieved. Alright, buddy. Now it's your turn. Let's get you out there. I grab Dubu's hand and start walking back towards the water. He takes tiny step after tiny step. The tide hits his feet and he quivers. Don't be scared. We've got this. We keep on inching forward. Gradually, the water passes his ankles, then his knees, then gets up to the level of his waist. Dubu, Dubu, Dubu. I'm not even going to try and translate this one. At least he's not freaking out anymore. This is still a long way from swimming, but at least it's a start. The baking heat of the sun and the refreshing coolness of the ocean are the perfect summertime combo. But poor Dubu can't appreciate this with the water phobia he's got. He's standing in the water up to his waist, posture stiff as a board, and most certainly nervous about what comes next. His eyes will occasionally fixate on the distant group of swimmers having a blast further out from the shoreline. I know Dubu. He wants to conquer his fear and have some fun. I need to teach him how to swim first, though. I try to remember back when I was a kid and first learned to swim. What stroke did they teach me first? I should probably start by showing that to Dubu. As I'm thinking, I suddenly get interrupted by worried calls from Dubu. Dubu! Dubu's eyes widen, and it seems like chills went down his spine. He starts putting his hands underwater. It looks like he's pulling at something on his leg. My heart drops into my stomach. No! Is Dubu getting attacked by a shark? Dubu! 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 Dubu seems surprised, but leans into the momentum. It seems like he's trying to tell me what's happening with his leg. With a lot of effort, I managed to get Dubu back to the shoreline. He's shouting frantically the whole way back. I immediately begin looking for the evidence of a shark attack, but thankfully it's something completely different. Stuck to Dubu's leg is a big blade of seaweed. The poor guy thought he was being attacked by a sea monster, but actually just a victim to a stray piece of kelp. Dubu! Dubu! Dubu? Dubu's worried shout dies down and he stares at his leg with confusion. It seems like he doesn't exactly recognize what the seaweed is, but at least he knows it's not a shark. You eat stuff like this all the time in your soups. Dubu? Dubu. I think this translates to, "Oh really? That's embarrassing." I know trying new things can be scary, Dubu, but you're brave. You can do anything you set your mind to. Dubu. Dubu. Dubu! Dubu's whole demeanor seems to have changed. He's got a look of confidence on his face, like he's ready to conquer his fears. He starts striding out into the ocean with his chest puffed up. He walks in a determined march, a night and day difference from his timid shovel just minutes ago. Eek! As he makes his way into the water, I notice some crustaceans and starfish stuck to his fur. It seems like they appreciate a fluffy host. I'm just going to let that one slide. Don't want to run the risk of spooking him again. I follow Dubu back out into the water. Nice job, buddy! This time, we're going to swim for sure. We wade back out to the waist-deep water and sit in silence for a brief moment. Then Dubu looks at me and mimes a swimming motion. Dubu! Dubu! Alright, looks like my motivational speech worked. Dubu's ready to learn how to swim, but that takes me back to where I was before. Now, I need to remember how I learned how to swim. I'm wading out in the crystal blue waters with Dubu. It's a bright, clear day and we can hear sounds of seagulls flying overhead. Dubu's built up the courage to learn how to swim and wants me to be his teacher. I'm trying to remember how I learned to swim all those years ago. What was the first stroke I learned as a kid again? I guess it must have been butterfly stroke. I demonstrate the strokes to Dubu. I lay on my stomach and bring both of my arms to the front at the same time, making a big splash each time I stroke. Dubu seems amused by the splashing, and eagerly attempts to mimic my strokes. Within seconds, Dubu is flailing around and can't manage to keep his head above the water. He's definitely outdoing me in the splashing department, though. Dubu! Dubu! I swim over to Dubu and help him stand back up in the water. It's not easy to move a fluff ball that size, but I managed. Despite the momentary scare of drowning, Dubu seems to be doing alright and still wants me to show him the ropes. Something was off with what I tried to teach Dubu. Was it really the first stroke I learned? Oh wait! That's right! You have to teach someone how to doggy paddle first. How could I forget? I dipped down into the water, putting my arms out in front and my legs behind. I paddle slightly with my arms and kick softly with my legs, slowly propelling myself around in the water. Dubu! Dubu starts mimicking my motions, and to my surprise, is an absolute natural. Dubu! You're doing amazing! Dubu! 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 Dubu's happily paddling around the shallows. After a few minutes, I can tell he's really starting to get the hang of it.
Yo, no way! Dubu, you're swimming! When did you learn that?
Juliette's standing on the shoreline looking excited. Dubu looks back at her with a big smile on her face. You could tell he's really proud of himself.
Aw, you taught him how to swim? That's so sweet of you. I've been trying to get him to build up the courage to get out in the water for years. You've got a special way with him. This is just like when we were kids. You always pushed us to try new things.
I blush a little as I wade back to the shore and get closer to Juliette.
It really does feel like the good old days. I miss those days. The three of us should really hang out more often.
Just then, I feel myself get tackled from behind. It's a mess of wet fur and chuckles. I spin around and it's Dubu giving me a loving hug. My heart warms and I hug the big ball of fluff back. Dubu! Dubu! Juliette comes over and joins in our hug. Oh man, I've got butterflies in my stomach. After a moment, the hug ends with Dubu suddenly letting go. Dubu! Dubu! Dubu jumps into the water with Juliette close behind. The two seem to be having a blast as they splash around in the ocean. Dubu turns back to the shore and gives me a satisfied smile and a thumbs up. Juliette's made her way over to the volleyball court and is waving at me.
Hey, can you bring the ball over?
I grab my bag with the volleyball in it and run to the court. As I approach, I see Asher and X are hanging out on the other side of the court. If there was ever a volleyball duo you wouldn't want to face, it'd be those two. I hand Juliette the bag with the volleyball in it. She takes it out and starts lightly bopping it up into the air.
Not gonna lie, I'd have thought you'd forget to bring it. You know, I can always count on you.
I can feel myself blushing a bit. Pull it together. I smile and begin to say something, but I'm cut off by a booming voice from across the court.
Juliette, is that your teammate? We've been waiting for well, I didn't count, but it's been extremely long. We finally gonna play?
Oh no, what did I walk into? Nope. There's no way she's going to ask if I...
Wanna be on my team? It'll be like when we were kids playing Core Strike during recess. We were always unstoppable.
My stomach drops. Juliette was certainly unstoppable back then. But me? No chance. She wants me to take on X and Asher? They're two of the toughest strikers in the whole Pro League. Bro, I'm just a gamer. What should I tell Juliette?
Not at all. You've always been strong to me. Don't worry. They may be big, but we can take them. Besides, it's just for fun.
I've known Juliette long enough to know even if it's just for fun, she's going to give it her all. Can I really keep up with X and Asher? Alright, time to suck it up. Don't let her down. I look at Juliette and give her a determined nod. We're doing this. Let's show them how it's done.
Sweet! Alright, you two. We're ready to take you on.
Let's go. So, quick rules check. Am I allowed to use my shields or...
No way. No tech. Fists only. Juliette's punching thing is an exception. Technically a fist, I guess.
Fair enough. Okay, you two get the opening serve. All right, let's play.
Okay, I'll cover the net. I just know they're gonna try and spike it. Do you know how to serve? Oh, right! You got me even more excited than I was before. Show them you're our ace.
Juliette tosses the ball over to me. Oh god, what have I gotten myself into? You can do it! I throw the ball up into the air a few times to get a feel for it. I can do this. I won't let Juliette down. Juliette looks back and gives me a smile and a thumbs up. I gulp, give the ball a strong toss upward, jump into the air with my arm drawn back and smack it with all my might. My serve floats slowly across the court. Right as it approaches the net, Asher jumps into the air and quickly spikes it down. It crashes into the sand before Juliette can get to it. Shoot! First point goes to X and Asher's team.
Even without my shields, I'm still an iron wall.
Don't mind. It was a good try.
Juliette gives me an encouraging smile as she picks up the ball from the ground. X and Asher high-five, celebrating loudly as Juliette tosses the ball over the net. Asher sits up in position to serve. She tosses the ball up into the air, jumps up, and sends it flying directly to the back of X's head.
What the? Asher, that was not very cash money of you.
I'm sorry, X. I'll make sure to aim with my good eye next time.
X does a quick check of his hair. Once he can tell it's styled correctly, he tosses the ball back over the net. Juliette picks it up and sets it up to serve. X sets up in a crouch with a smug grin. That guy really scares me sometimes. Juliette hits a beautiful serve. She aimed directly at a hole in X and Asher's defense. X sees it coming and bull rushes across the court. Just before the ball hits the sand, he makes a stunning dive and manages to get a hit.
Exceptional!
The ball shoots high into the air from X's glancing hit. It's flying over to our side of the court, but we got plenty of time to prepare.
Chance ball. This one's all you.
I run to the center of our side of the court. I can tell the ball's going to fall here any second. On the other side of the net, I can see Asher squaring up. Behind me, I can feel a rush of wind. In the corner of my eye, I can see Juliette dashing to the other side of the court. If I can fake Asher out here, I set up looking directly at her. As I hit the ball, she jumps up, assuming I'm going to hit it her way.
I told you, I'm the iron. What?
At the last second, I direct the ball towards Juliette, who's jumped up for a spike.
How's this?
Another beautiful hit from Juliette. This time, Asher's still in the air and can't reach. The ball slams into the ground and sand sprays up all around it. A fair point from me and Juliette.
That was amazing. I knew you'd be able to read my plays. All those years spent playing Core Strike together as kids are finally coming back to us.
Now this is exciting. He's over there going Ultra Instinct or something. We gotta step it up.
No way. We're in the lead against X and Asher. I think we can actually do this. Me holding my own against the two strongest players in the pro leagues?
All right, serving up.
Should I be looking to go pro? I mean, I never considered it. I can't get ahead of myself. I need to focus. I can't let Juliette down.
Focus up. It's match point. We're so close. Let's close this out.
This is all so wild. Somehow, we're up 20-19 over X and Asher. If we score the next point, we win the game.
You got moxie, Juliette. And I have to give it to your friend. They're better than I gave them credit for.
Mad respect for sure. But there's no way you're taking us down.
Me, beating a literal Pro Leagues champion and one of the toughest goalies to ever play Core Strike. And with Juliette on my team, this would be like, by far the most impressive thing I've ever done in front of her.
All right, your serve. Show him your moves.
Juliette passes the ball over. I take a deep breath and serve up a clean hit dead center of the court. But Asher's position gets a clean set to X.
All you, big boy.
X gonna give it to you.
X lands a huge hit that sends the ball flying straight back towards the center of our side. Juliette manages to rush over to the corner and keeps the ball in play, sending it flying high in the air, over the center of our side. I put myself in position to follow up, but as I look up into the sky, the brightness of the sun drowns out my vision. I can't see the ball at all!
Hit it! Now!
As Juliette shouts, I close my eyes, jump up, and take a wild swing in my arm. I can feel the satisfying whack of the ball colliding with my hand. Did I just hit it blind?
Yes! That's what we like to see.
Not gonna lie, I can respect how hard it is playing with both eyes closed. But I'm sure as hell not looking to lose.
Asher easily intercepts my hit and sets beautifully for X. Oh no, I can tell this one's going to be an absolute showstopper.
You hear that? That's the sound of the X train coming.
Holy, I've never seen such a powerful hit in my life! The literal seams rips off the ball as X sends the ball flying at what feels like supersonic speed. Surely there's no way we can stop this. Wait, is the ball? I feel the ball collide with my face at full force. I stumble back as I look up into the sky. I can see the ball popped up into the air. It's floating like a perfect set for Juliette.
All right, just what we needed. Let's go!
My vision starts to blur, but I can make out Juliette jumping high into the air. She cocks her arm back and lets out the strongest punch I've ever seen. The ball completely caves in on itself. Pieces of the ball flies everywhere as it explodes in a burst of fire. With that, I fall to the ground and pass out.
Oh my god! Are you alright? That was such a wild play!
I groan a little as I try to get my bearings. What just happened again?
You guys are disqualified. It's a win for us. Like, I'm glad you're all right and all, but if you break the ball, you lose. Just the way the rules work.
No way! We've never played by those rules before. X would have lost every game of volleyball I've ever seen him play with those rules. Like, I've literally watched him break 3 balls in a single match. No joke.
Bro, I don't even care who won. That game got my blood pumping. Let's go again. This time, I get them on my team. They can take a hit.
Juliette runs her hand across my forehead, feeling the massive-sized goose egg forming at the point where the ball collided with me.
You've always been a fighter. Can you stand up? I'm down to finish the game if you are.
I try rising up to my feet, but my head feels woozy. I stumble around for a second before placing my hand on Juliette's shoulder for balance. She puts her hand on top of mine to keep me steady. Oh no, I can feel myself passing out again. I don't know if I should feel embarrassed or proud about this whole situation. Maybe I'll ask Juliette when I wake back up. I'm sitting in the sand enjoying the cool ocean breeze when I hear my name being shouted loudly behind me.
Hey, over here.
I turn around and I see Asher leaning against the railing on top of the lifeguard tower. Asher's the unbreakable wall of Team SSR. While she hasn't won a championship yet, her inspiring attitude is contagious and legions of fans support her and her team. Today, she's decked out in lifeguard gear. Wait, Asher's a lifeguard?
You're Juliette's childhood friend, aren't you? She told me a lot about you.
I laugh nervously. Asher was voted as the fans' favorite striker this year. And here she is, talking to me? Not even just that. Juliette's told her a lot about me? I must be dreaming. Yeah, that's right. I'm Juliette's friend.
Awesome! Well, if half the things she told me about you are true, you seem like just what I need right now.
The blood rushes up to my head. I'm probably red as a lobster right now. Is Asher hitting on me?
I am bold, you're right. But that's not what I mean. No offense or anything.
Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed right now. Why did I think she meant that? Oh no. Is she going to tell Juliette? I've thoroughly embarrassed myself with Asher by assuming that she was into me. I need to deflect and get the conversation headed in a good direction. I was just kidding. So what do you need me for then?
See, I could use an assistant. I can tell it's gonna get real busy today, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna be able to keep up with everything going on. This is a big beach for one girl to cover as the only lifeguard, and I don't want anyone drowning on my watch. I can teach you all the basics about being a lifeguard. I'll show you how to toss a lifesaver, give you pointers on how to swim back to shore with someone in tow, and teach you how to do CPR.
CPR? With Asher? I'm blushing again, aren't I? Get a hold of yourself!
So, you down? No pressure. I can always find someone else to teach.
Of course, count me in! I blurted out without thinking. My mind was still on the CPR.
Awesome! I'll teach you everything you need to know. Just follow my lead. Let me come down there. 1 second.
Asher jumps down off the lifeguard post and creates a big gust of sand as she lands. Wrapped around her arms there are about a dozen lifesavers.
Alright, let's see how your throw is. See that post over there?
She points over to the piece of wood sticking out of the sand. It's maybe 10 meters or so away. She doesn't waste any time getting down to business, does she?
I need you to toss one of these over to it. Hold on to the rope with one hand and toss the ring with the other. Try and get as close as you can to the post. I used to wrangle my little brothers and sisters like this back in the day, so I've got years of practice.
Asher dumps a bundle of rings in front of me. She's putting me to the test already?
It's a little windy, so make sure you think about that when you make your throw. If you miss the first time, don't worry. I've got plenty of extra rings over here.
I put the ring in my hand. It's bigger than I thought it'd be. This thing isn't going to be that easy to throw. I set up like I'm about to toss a bowling ball and hurl the lifesaver into the air. It flies high into the sky and then lands down onto the sand a few feet in front of me.
Not bad. Your accuracy was there, but you've got some work to do with your power. I bet with a few more tries, you'll get the hang of it.
Well, from how that went, I can tell I've got some serious work to do before I'm ready to be a lifeguard. A lifeguard apprentice. Come on, you can do this! I've been throwing lifesavers for the last hour, and haven't managed to get any of them close enough to the post for Asher standards. I prep for another toss. This time, I throw the lifesaver out and my aim is true. It bumps against the post with a light thud. I jump up into the air and let out a loud cheer.
Well, alright. The odds were looking pretty slim that you'd ever hit it after the couple dozen tosses, but you did it. Personally, I always believed in you. Just didn't know if it was going to be today or years in the future. Anyway, that's just the beginning. If you want to be my apprentice lifeguard, you've still got a few tests you need to pass. Not everyone who's drowning is going to be so close to shore that you can just toss one of these lifesaver rings out, reel them in, and call it a day. Sometimes, you're going to have to swim out there even 100 meters past big waves and riptides, grab someone and pull them back to land. That takes a level of strength and endurance most people just don't have. You ready to prove you've got what it takes?
Asher can really be so intense sometimes. I'm a pretty decent swimmer, so getting out there shouldn't be that hard. But I've never tried getting back to shore while towing another person. I'm ready. So who do I need to save?
I'm glad you asked. Well, obviously we're not gonna send someone out there to drown. And there's really only one way I'll know if you're up to scratch.
Oh, I know where she's going with this. I'm going to have to save Asher, aren't I?
You're gonna have to save me. I'll pretend to be drowning by that buoy over there. Then you're gonna swim out and try and bring me back to shore. I'll go swim out there now. Give me a minute or two, then when I'm at the buoy, come and get me.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Asher bolts off on the beach and into the water, her hair flowing in the wind like one of those lifeguard shows from decades ago. She looks so majestic as she dives into the ocean and starts swimming out to the buoy. Asher's an excellent swimmer, and she rockets over to it in no time at all. She grabs hold of the buoy and calls back to me on the shore.
Ah! Help! I'm drowning! That's your cue. Get out here and save me.
Well, this is gonna be interesting. I dive out into the water and start swimming towards Asher. The seas are choppy and the swim is difficult. I keep getting smacked by breaking waves as I try to reach the buoy. While it takes me much longer than it took her, I eventually reach Asher.
Oh, let's go. Someone's here to save me. But I'm drowning. So who knows what I'll do next?
What on earth? Asher's taking this acting thing pretty seriously as she starts flailing wildly. She puts her hand on my shoulder and starts pulling me down beneath the water.
All right. What's your play?
I don't have much time to think about what to do next. It's okay. I've got you. Just get on my rescue tube and we'll be back on shore in no time. That doesn't seem to work. Asher's not listening to me at all. Asher's way stronger than I am and keeps pushing me under the water. I accidentally swallow a huge mouthful of seawater as I try to come back up to the surface. I feel like I can't breathe. Am I choking?
Oh, that's not good. All right, end scene. I'm getting you back to shore, don't you worry.
Well, I can't say this is how I expected things to go.
Don't worry, I got you.
I'm trying to cough up all the seawater, but I can't seem to get it out of my chest. Asher's swimming us back to shore, though I don't think I've ever seen anyone swim this fast. We get back to shore and Asher throws me onto the sand.
Here we go.
Asher puts her hand on my chest and gives me a few hard pumps. Then she tilts my head backwards, opens my mouth, and puts her face close to mine. I can feel her breath gently flow across my face. She softly rests her mouth against mine and blows in a few big breaths of air. What on earth is going on right now?
Well, round two, I guess.
Asher repeats the process a few more times. Then, on the pump of my chest, I feel the seawater shoot out of my mouth. Phew, I can breathe again.
Are you okay? Tricky, but I've done this job to know when someone's faking it.
She is right about that. I sit up feeling a little dazed from everything that just happened.
Let me get you a towel. 1 second.
Asher rushes over to the lifeguard post, grabs the towel, and drapes it over me. She sits down beside me and lets out a sigh, like she's trying to build up the courage to tell me something.
Listen, I know it can be a little brash out there, and I'm sorry for the almost drowning and whatnot. I just take the job really seriously. Yeah, I guess you did. That's not exactly the way I wanted it to go.
What made you become a lifeguard in the first place?
Well, I've been protecting people for as long as I can remember. I grew up always looking out for my little brothers and sisters. Been doing that since I was a kid. Big family things, you know. And now I've got my team to look after Juno and Luna. They're amazing. I know they're both going to grow up to do great things. I just worry that sometimes maybe I'm not the best protector. Maybe I'm just a bad influence on them all.
Not at all, Asher. I know you can be a bit rough around the edges, but everyone knows that deep down, you're just trying to do what's right. Even I understand that, and I only met you today. I'm sure Juno and Luna and all your little brothers and sisters get it. Asher smiles and looks towards me.
My brothers and sisters are the best. You should come have dinner with us someday. I'll invite Juno and Luna too. It'll be a big party.
I'd love that.
I would too.
I'm sitting in the sand enjoying my time at the beach. It's a beautiful day, but the heat of the sun is starting to get to me. I feel a bead of sweat drip down from the side of my face. I wipe it off, but it doesn't do much to cool me down. Jeez, it's a scorcher today. I wonder what I can do to cool off. I think for a minute, and then it hits me. Oh yeah! I remember seeing an ice cream parlor along the boardwalk. It's one of those smaller ones where it's just a counter that you order from. But I'm sure they got some good flavors. I check my wallet. I think I should have just enough for a scoop or two. I get up, walk towards the shop, and to my surprise, I see Juno standing in front of the counter. She's the bubbly mascot of SSR. Her plays this year in the Pro Leagues were out of this world. I heard that players were even trying to get her banned because of her blobos. Usually Juno looks pretty happy, but today she seems sad. She's got her head hung low and seems to be staring at the ground. In her hand, I see an empty ice cream cone. On the floor by her feet is a fallen scoop of ice cream.
No, I'm not in the line again. I already spent all the money Asher gave me buying this cone of ice cream and then...
Juno looks at me with her crying eyes and my heart instantly melts. I can tell why she's the SSR mascot. Behind us is a crowd starting to form. It's a hot day, so everyone's trying to get some ice cream. But Juno's stuck blocking the counter. Come on, Juno. Let's go talk it over. I put my hand on Juno's shoulder and gently guides her out of the way. The line quickly fills in and people start ordering scoop after scoop. I put my attention back on Juno. She looks absolutely crestfallen. I get the feeling in my gut that I have to protect her at any cost. Listen, Juno, why don't I buy you another scoop of ice cream? I was going to buy 2 for myself, but on second thought, I would be happy to get just 1 and give you the other. Before I can even finish the sentence, Juno perks up and her adorable eyes looks up at me with excitement. My heart can't take it. Whatever Juno wants, Juno gets. This must be what Asher feels like after every match. Who could possibly say no to that face?
Really? That would make me so happy! Oh, I would love another scoop, but... Do I know who you are?
Juno tenses up. I can tell she's confused and a little distressful. She slowly shuffles away from me. I don't need Asher getting on my case about scaring Juno. I better defuse the situation quickly. I'm Taro, and I'm... Before I can finish my sentence, Juno cuts me off.
Oh, I like your name. It's the same name as Juliette's friend. She said they would be at the beach today, but we waited for hours and didn't see them. Juliette looked very sad and said her friend wasn't coming to the beach anymore. Oh, really? You are Juliette's friend! Oh, that is really good. Because if you are friends with Juliette, we are friends too. Now I know who you are and we can get ice cream!
Juno grabs my hand and starts walking back towards the ice cream shop. She starts pulling me faster than I'm ready for, and I trip forward a bit.
Come on! You said you wanted to buy some ice cream. Let's buy some ice cream!
I laugh to myself silently. It must be so nice to think like Juno. Everything's so simple and life's just one big adventure. There's now a big line wrapping around the outside of the ice cream parlor. We're going to have to wait a while before we can cool off, it seems. As we wait in line, Juno swings my arm back and forth while humming a melody. It takes me a second, but then I recognize it as her theme song that plays when she gets an MVP in the Pro Leagues match. A few of her blobos gather beside her and are jumping up and down to the tune. We gradually make our way up the line and just a few heads away from the counter of the ice cream parlor.
Ice cream! Ice cream! Ice cream! Oh, I won't drop it this time for sure!
We're about to get to the counter and I realize I haven't thought of what flavor I want to get. I wonder if Juno has decided what flavor she wants as a sweet smell of waffle cones wafts towards my nose. We eventually make our way up to the counter of the ice cream shop. The AC blasts from the awning above our heads. It's a nice respite from the summer heat. While the shop is tiny and has loads of flavors, a sign on the counter says there are over 45 flavors available today. Besides the ice cream, there's another case filled with a striking amount of specialty toppings and a variety of cones. Juno excitedly approaches the ice cream case and examines the flavors with intense fever. Do you know what flavor you want, Juno?
Wow, there are so many flavors, so many choices I could make. What is the best? Cherry, Rocky Road, Vanilla Bean? Oh, I wish Luna was here. She would tell me the probability of which flavor I would like the best.
Juno's face looks like she already had a brain freeze. I can tell she's overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices in front of her.
Oh, maybe I can get a split scoop and try more than one flavor.
The line behind us starts getting impatient. It's a group of delinquent-looking teenagers. They're pointing and staring at Juno. One of them makes a joke about Juno in a hushed voice, and the rest laugh loudly. I shoot an angry glare their way, and they quickly shut up. Thankfully, Juno's paid no mind to the taunting. The only thing in her head is ice cream.
Oh, what did I get last time? Was it mint chocolate chip? Rainbow sherbet? Birthday cake? I don't remember, but I really wanted to try it.
To try and keep things moving forward, I looked through the options and ordered for myself. As I gave the cashier my order, I look at Juno warily. They lean over the counter and whisper to me. I hate to ask this, but last time she was here, she took more than 30 minutes to pick. Could you get her to place her order or let other customers move through? I get paid on tips, and when everyone's in a bad mood, I'm basically working for free. Juno overhears the options from the cashier and gets a worried look on her face. She's torn between getting her ice cream quickly and picking out the perfect flavor. She looks up at me with hope in her eyes.
Do you know which flavor I should get? Cookies and cream. I was going to get that flavor once, but Luna said there was 0% probability you will like it, Juno. So I got something else. I don't think Luna was wrong. She knows me so well. Oh, I'm so confused. I don't know what to get.
It's okay, Juno. Take your time. Let's take a step back in line and let these kids go in front of us. I begrudgingly let the delinquents cut in front of me to put in their orders before Juno. The leader of the group gives me a smirk as he walks by. He then proceeds to order the most complex banana split I've ever heard of. Hey, at least it buys us some time. But I can tell Juno's getting frustrated. She wants ice cream and she wants it now. She just needs to pick a flavor already. Maybe if I get her to think of what her friends like, she can pick.
Oh, tell me what it is.
I whisper the flavor into Juno's ear and she starts giggling.
No way, that's silly. I don't want that.
The cashier looks at Juno and says, "Okay, slime girl, you got order now or get out the line." Juno jumps up nervously. Her eyes catch the bright colors of the rainbow sherbet in the back of the case.
Rainbow sherbet.
I let out a sigh of relief. It's finally over. The cashier places our ice cream out on top of the case. As I'm paying for the orders, one of Juno's blabos hops onto the counter, bites down on the cone, and jumps down to give it to Juno. Juno smiles, grabs the cone from her blabo, and takes a lick of the ice cream. Oh god, please like it. Juno beams with joy. Success! We get out of the line and start walking down the boardwalk together. Everything feels so much cooler now that I've got my ice cream. But it's still a hot day. Eat it fast, Juno, or it's gonna melt from the sun. Juno looks worriedly at her ice cream and begins rapidly licking it. She stops for a second as if she's trying to think about how to say something that's on her mind.
Thanks for the ice cream. It's the best.
Ah, she's the sweetest. But as she thanks me for the ice cream, she walks directly into someone in front of her. I look on horrified as the ice cream sticks directly onto a bodybuilder's speedo. Wait, that's not just any bodybuilder. Oh no. Juno's ice cream is smeared all over a giant bodybuilder's speedo. The scoop of rainbow sherbet slides across the swimsuit, sticks for a second, and plops straight into the sand. Juno looks on in disbelief, with tears starting to well up in her eyes.
My ice cream.
The bodybuilder turns around and Juno jumps backwards a bit. It's X!
No, he knocks me out every time we play against his team.
Juno nervously stumbles backwards. Uh-oh, is Juno scared of X? Is X going to get upset about the ice cream? Am I going to have to fight X? A few seconds pass and it doesn't seem like X has noticed the massive smear of rainbow on his swimsuit yet. He's just looking down at Juno trying to figure out what's going on. Maybe I can get us out of this one. Juno looks at me with confusion. It seems like she has no idea what my gesture means. Oh well, I guess I have to give up on running. X ignores me and looks directly at Juno. Is he going to punch her?
Hey, Juno! What are you doing? Asher's been looking all over for you. She told you to go back to the lifeguard post after you got your ice cream. Speaking of, where'd your ice cream go? That cone's empty.
X, I'm sorry about your swimsuit.
Juno, why? He didn't even notice it. You could have just walked away. I squeeze my eyes shut as X looks down at his speedo. To my surprise, instead of anger, I hear a booming laugh.
Now that's just extraordinary. Before, this was just a regular old swimsuit. Now, it's excessive.
You really like it, X?
Ha ha ha! Yeah, Juno, I love it.
Phew! What a relief. I would have totally expected X to lose his cool over that.
Oh, that's good. But I lost my ice cream. That's not good. Can you get me another one?
I check my wallet to see if I have any extra cash. Seems like I spent it all on our 2 scoops. I'm broke.
It's okay. I don't need to lose your scoop too.
You know, I've gotta go lift some weights or something. See ya.
X bolts off awkwardly. What a strange guy. We make our way back to the beach and sit down on some towels. Juno hasn't said a word and is just staring down at her feet. What a bittersweet day. I made a new friend, but I just as quickly had to let her down. I owe you an ice cream next time I see you, Juno. I promise. Juno smiles a little bit.
Okay, you promise?
I nod decisively. I hear the sand crunching behind us. It's footsteps and they're exceptionally loud. Is that?
Hey, Slime Buddy! I owe you for making my swimsuit look so extravagant. And, you sacrificed your ice cream to do it. So, to say thanks, I went and got you a new one. It's your favorite flavor, too.
Oh, Really? X, you're so cool! And it's cotton candy! Oh yeah! Luna says that's my favorite flavor. Wait, how did you know that, X?
I asked Asher, of course.
This is the best day ever! I made a favorite new friend, and I got my favorite ice cream!
I look over at X and Juno enjoying their ice cream. What an unlikely duo. I take the last few licks of my scoop and feel the cool rush on my body as I lean back into the warm sand. This really is a life. I'm on a stroll down the boardwalk, taking the sights and the sounds of the beach's summertime bustle. There were a bunch of cool shops filled with everything from swimsuits to surfboards, restaurants with refreshing snacks and drinks, and a tiny open-air gym filled with exercise equipment. There's a group of bodybuilders lifting weights and posing in the gym area. It looks like they're having a great time. I wonder what it's like, being swole. I decided to make my way down to the gym and start playing around with some of the dumbbells. Yikes! Even the small one I just picked up is heavy.
Hey, you! Noodle Arms! Who are you and what are you doing in this gym?
Whoa, that's X! He's the strongest striker in the league, a multi-title champion with the Emperor Monarchs. Everyone hates to play against him only because he focuses on knocking other players out of the arena. Is he talking to me? I accidentally dropped the dumbbell I'm holding onto the floor. It slams on the ground with a loud smack.
Disrespecting the equipment? There's no excuse for that kind of behavior.
X strikes a pose and stares me down. It seems like he was waiting for me to say something. No, right. He asked my name. Hey man, looking shredded. My name's Taro. Sorry about the equipment. I don't go to the gym that often.
Wait, you're Juliette's friend? Why didn't you say so? Anyone who's cool with Jules is cool with me. But hold up a second. You're not looking very eccentric, and that kind of cramps my style. Oh, I know. How about I teach you the 4 X's, so you can live a bit of my lifestyle?
So those are excessive, exceptional, extreme, and X gon' give it to you?
Hey! Don't get ahead of yourself there, buddy. I'm the one who teaches people what it means to be X. See, most people can't live in these shoes for half a day. But if you're half as excessive as Juliette, you'll fit right in.
My training arc with X has begun in earnest. We're both standing next to the bench press in a small gym by the boardwalk.
See, showing someone the 4 X's is pretty risky. Once you get aboard the X train, oh man, is it hard to get off.
Alright, X. I get it. Show me the first of the 4 X's. I'm ready.
Haha! I like your energy. Let's get to it. The first X is the price you pay to get in the door. It's that desire to be the biggest, baddest brawler to ever walk the earth. It's the sweet feeling of your muscles burning after lifting your personal best. It's that urge to...
Wow, he is really going to keep going on with all this.
Hey, pay attention. This is important. You should be taking notes or something. So, like I was saying, it's the urge to straight up deck the ref after they call a foul on you. It's that fire inside that says, baby, you're great and all, but I've got to live my life to the fullest. And honey, you're just going to hold me back. So, do you know which X it is?
Explode?
Explode? Are you trying to get on my nerves? Of course it's not explode. The first X is extreme. To live like X, you've got to take things to the extreme. Any goal you set for yourself. Think again. You're going to 10X it. That means you wanted 4 eggs for breakfast. Nope. That's 40 eggs. Down 'em. You were gonna do 10 reps? No shot. You're doing 100, baby. You see what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I do see what you mean. But hey, X, I thought we were going to be, like, lifting weights and getting yoked. We've just been sitting here talking.
Well, of course. I've got to mold that mind before I mold that body.
You've got a good point there. X walks over and lays his hand on my shoulder. It's hard to take my eyes off those chiseled abs, especially considering they're right at my eye level.
Now you gotta prove that you've got what it takes. That dumbbell you couldn't even do 1 measly rep of? I want you to pick that up and curl it. How many times?
I sit in silence, waiting for X to finish his sentence.
How many times?
Oh, he's asking me. 10 times?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Get to it.
I'm trying to lift this dumbbell, but these noodle arms can't seem to do a single rep, let alone 10. I look over at X, and he can see I'm really struggling. He walks behind me, put his arm against mine, and helps me lift up the dumbbell.
Sometimes you need a spotter to help you finish a set, especially when you're trying to be extreme.
X's hands are strong, but surprisingly soft. I would have expected them to be calloused. He must have a wild skincare routine. With X's help, I easily do 10 reps.
All right, you've become one with the first X, but we've still got 3 more to go. The next X is that indescribable quality that turns heads when you walk in the room. It's that feeling in your gut that pushes you to stick out from the crowd. It's that desire to never compromise your style, even when the world says you're too wild. It's what plays in your head as you strut down the street like a bona fide baddie.
Whoa, X is choking up a bit. I can tell this whole 4X's stuff is really personal to him.
The next X is what makes you timeless. It's eccentric.
Oh dear. I don't have the heart to tell him there's no X in eccentric. I mean, it really sounds like there should be, but there's not.
That outfit you've got on there, that's about the furthest thing from eccentric I could ever imagine. Who dresses you? Your grandma?
I look down at my outfit. It's not designer, but I don't think it's that bad.
Let's go to that shop over there. We'll have you styling on the haters in no time.
We walk a short distance over to the shop and begin looking at clothes. X is rifling through everything from the bargain bin to the top shelf, looking for something that tickles his fancy.
Oh, now this is what I'm talking about.
X has found what has to be the most garish sunglasses I've ever seen in my life. It's like if Stunner shades, those cheap plastic gems encrusted sunglasses, and one of those pinwheel hats you see on kids in cartoons but never in real life all got together and created some unholy UV protective spawn. But what else could I really expect? This guy is nothing if not eccentric.
These are so sick. Try them on.
Alright, here it goes. I put the sunglasses on to appease X.
Come here, look in the mirror. What do you think?
Let's go! You're right, I do look sick.
Those are some rad moves. The sunglasses are just pushing you to a whole new level.
Other customers are looking at me strangely. They're trying to figure out if I'm wearing these sunglasses as a joke or if I'm serious. Gradually, they stop looking at me as a comedy show and start gazing at me with intrigue. I could feel the shift in power, almost like I'm siphoning energy from them.
The power of eccentricity isn't a tiny burden. It's a heavy weight to carry. What you're experiencing now is just an itty-bitty taste of the strength you could have. If you keep studying the 4 X's, you'll get that strength and become exceptional. So, let's get on to the 3rd X.
I'm halfway through my training in the 4 X's. I've become extreme and eccentric, but there's still more to learn. I'm standing out at the gym with my sunglasses on and a dumbbell in my hand, awaiting X's next instructions. He paces back and forth in front of me. I can tell he's carefully considering what next to say.
The 3rd X. Well, you could say the 3rd X is the spice that makes all other X's work. It's that power to get on the dance floor instantly and have the whole party trying to mimic your moves. It's that feeling that everything you do is crafted with intention. It's that desire to see your opponents get knocked out again and again and again. Even when it's a free goal and your team is like, yo, just score already. It's that bit of extra everything that puts you over the top and makes you a champion. It's excessive.
Oh yeah, I should have known this one. X's catchphrase is in every pre-match interview I've ever seen. Let's get excessive! He always shouts it before he sends his opponent flying off the arena too. Oh shoot, maybe he's actually going to teach me how to fight.
Eccentric was all about the style you put on. Excessive is all about how you act when you're wearing it. See, I've been training the boys here in it for a little while now, and fellas, show 'em what you got.
The crowd of bodybuilders at the gym start doing some of the wildest poses I've ever seen. Their bodies contort in fascinating ways. I can't take my eyes off them.
That's right. You see the power. I've shown these guys how to harness the excess that lives inside them. Becoming excessive is all about showing the world you deserve its attention. Posing like this is one of the easiest ways to start channeling that energy. So, how about you give it a go? You've got the drip. You've got the muscle. Kind of. So show me those moves.
I lean forward, stick my butt out, and throw my head back and run my hands through my hair like I'm in a shampoo commercial.
That's not exactly what I had in mind. It works though. Good start, good start. I can tell you've got potential, and you could be truly extraordinary if you keep it up. I'd even say you've got a beginner's handle on the first 3 X's. And all in one day, Juliette really knows how to pick good friends.
Alright, X. I'm ready. Show me the 4th and final X. X grins. He looks down at me and exhales loudly.
So you want to know the secret ingredient? The key to the X lifestyle? Well, it's simple. Just be yourself.
What the? I'm baffled. After everything we talked about? Is this guy really going to hit me with the cheesiest motivational speaker lines of all time? X... I start trying to come up with what to say, but he cuts me off mid-sentence.
Just kidding. The last X is that you have to be X. That's me, and I'm the one and only. Don't you forget it.
I laugh as X strikes some more poses and feigns punches in the air. I should have known. Of course there's only one X, just like there's only one of me. I flex my muscles and strike some more poses alongside X. I feel a little silly, but also a little powerful. Maybe that's what being excessive is really all about. It's been a long day at the beach, and the sun is starting to set over the ocean. The waters turn a beautiful shade of pink along the horizon. The gentle evening breeze blows the leaves of the palm trees and fills the air with the sound of a crickled rustle. It's the perfect temperature. Not too hot like early in the day, and not too cold that you feel like you need a jacket. Most of the beachgoers have gone home by now, so huge stretches of sand are left empty for us. I walk over to the small bonfire Juliette set up by the shoreline. I can see the whole crew. X, Juno, Asher, Estelle, Dubu, and of course, Juliette. It's strange to think that this morning most of them were strangers. But now, I'd consider each of them a friend. I'm absolutely beat, but in the best kind of way. I take a seat on one of the logs placed down by the bonfire. Surely, X, Asher, or Dubu lifted them over here a little while ago. I close my eyes, inhale a deep breath of the ocean air, and feel refreshed. When I open my eyes, Juliette's sitting beside me. She's got a big smile on her face.
Hey, I didn't know you were taking a nap there. How's everything been today?
It's been great, Juliette. You've got such an awesome group of friends here. Each one of them is a character. I'm happy for you. It really seems like you found a life that suits you. Juliette smiles and looks off into the sunset.
You're right. I'm really lucky. I get to live my dream in so many different ways. This day at the beach, it's one of those dreams I'm living. Thanks for coming out and being a part of everything.
Of course. I got to meet so many amazing new friends today.
Aww. Well, you've always been the life of the party. Oh, and everyone else had so much fun today too. I've been telling them all about you for so long. X didn't even think you were real. He just thought I was making you up. They all told me it was great to finally meet you. You leave quite the impression.
Oh, I'm blushing again. Juliette's always so sweet to me.
I can't believe you finally got Dubu to swim. I tried for years and could never get him to take more than a couple of steps in the water.
Aw, that big ball tofu. It was great to help him conquer his fear.
Asher said you were so tough. You almost passed her lifeguard training in a day? I don't even know if I could do that.
Oh man, Asher is so different from what I've expected. She's got a real heart of gold.
Juno will not stop talking about how you promised to take her out for ice cream next time you saw her. And she ended up with her favorite ice cream? I tried taking her out for ice cream once. We sat at the counter for an hour and she couldn't pick which flavors she wanted.
Yeah, gotta protect Juno at all costs, you know?
Oh, and you're gonna have to tell me if there's any secret info in the 4 X's you got. Any info will help me fight X out in the arena. That guy always knocks me out.
Oh boy. Well, ironically, I'd say just be yourself. That seems to be what the 4 X's are really all about. Juliette looks confused for a second, but then nods earnestly.
Even Estelle said you were cool. Estelle, our childhood hero. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard Estelle call someone cool. That's something special.
Yeah, That whole situation was just wild. I still can't believe it even happened.
And we even managed to get the lead over X and Asher in the volleyball game. It just felt like old times. We make a great team.
Juliette leans back and shifts her hands out wide to support her. The tips of her fingers are tiny centimeters away from mine. My hair stands up on end, and I feel butterflies soar in my stomach.
You know, I do get to live a lot of dreams.
Her eyes sparkle with soaring flames of her passion and the pink radiance of the sunset. I slowly inch my hand closer to hers.
I'm really lucky to have you.
Hey, Jules, can you solve this predicament for me?
X's booming voice surprises me so much I fall backwards off the log.
Asher thinks she will be the grill master. Asher, of all people. There's no way she knows how to cook a skewer better than me. My skewers are downright excessive.
Calm down, big boy. I grill for my brothers and sisters like every weekend. I'm a certified grilled master, X.
Certified? Certified by who?
Just ask Atlas and Luna. They'll vouch for me.
Very convenient, Asher. Neither of them are here.
Juliette laughs. I can tell she's amused by the situation, and just happy to have all her friends in one place.
Would you two please stop? This is meant to be a relaxing day at the beach. Save the fighting for when we're back on the arena.
Asher and X both stop talking and look at Estelle. After a few seconds, they look back at each other and...
I'm the Lord of the Grill.
You sure as hell not.
Oh, dear God.
Let's make this simple. Which one of us would you bet is better griller?
How about neither of you? It's my turn to run the show. I'm grilling, baby! X and Asher look at each other for a moment, and then simultaneously burst out into laughter.
You've gotta be joking, right? There's no way you can outgrill me.
Nice one. But that's not a real answer.
As X and Asher keep arguing, I look over at Dubu and Juno. Dubu! Dubu! Dubu!
Oh, wow! You learned how to swim? Dubu, that is so cool.
Juno listens and responds attentively to Dubu, taking intermittent licks of her cotton candy ice cream. Dubu puts his hands on his sides and puffs out his chest proudly. Dubu! Juliette turns back to face me.
It's pure chaos out here. I'm not sure how we keep up.
It truly, truly is. But you know what? With these friends and this view, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world but here.